So in this video, we're going to talk about using the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. We've already talked about how some quadratic equations can be solved by factoring. For example, if you had the equation x squared plus 6x plus 8, you would factor it out and get x minus 2, x minus 4. And when you set both of those equal to 0, you would end up learning that your two x values are x equals 2 and x equals 4. Those would be what you could plug back in here to solve it. We also know that some equations can be solved by using square roots. Using square roots. For example, if we had the equation x squared minus 17, we could solve it by moving the 17 over and making it x squared equals 17. And then to solve it, we would take the square root of both sides, and we would find out that x equals plus or minus square root of 17. So the other way to solve quadratic equations is to use this quadratic formula, which case x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We call this the quadratic formula, and there's a little song that helps you remember it. And you're supposed to kind of sing it with someone echoing you, and you would go, the opposite of b, and then you echo the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a, all over 2a. I'm going to quiz you on that tomorrow. All right, so let's put it to work. So first we have this equation, x squared minus 5x minus 6. Well, this one we can actually solve by factoring. Sometimes you can't, this one you can, so we're going to try it both ways. So to factor it, we've got an a value of 1, so it's a very easy case trinomial. We can do x minus 6, x plus 1. To find out our x values, we can set both of these equal to 0. We find that our x's are this means that our parabola would cross the x-axis at 6 and, negative 1. Okay, so let's try the same equation using the quadratic. Let's first find our a, b, and c values. Well, I've already told you that a equals 1. B is negative 5. And c is negative 6. That's important because we need to know a, b, and c as we plug it into the quadratic equation. So we need the opposite of b. Well, b is negative 5, so the opposite would just be 5. Now we do plus and minus square root of b squared, so negative 5 squared minus 4ac over 2a. Alright, let's do some simplifying. So still keep our 5 plus or minus. Now, square root. Negative 5 squared, of course, is just 25. Okay. Negative 4 times 1 is just negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 6 is positive 24. And this is where people make a mistake. Because we have a negative here, they forget to make it positive. Negative 4 times negative 6, positive 24. Plus 24 over 2. 25 plus 24 gives you 49. So we now have 5 plus or minus the square root of 49 over 2. All right, well, 49 is a perfect square, so we have 5 plus or minus the square root of 49, or I'm going to rewrite that as 7 over 2. Now, we have two problems to solve. We have to do 5 plus 7 divided by 2 and 5 minus 7 divided by 2. So, 5 plus 7 divided by 2 is the same as 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Oh, look, 6. Now, 5 minus 7 divided by 2 is the same as negative 2 divided by 2, negative 1. Negative 1. So as you can see, same answers from factoring and the quadratic equation. Whole lot more work, same answers. Again, unfortunately, we can't always do this. We're going to have to do this sometimes. I just wanted to show you we can get the same answers. So let's try another example. This time, we have to use the quadratic. So let's start out by identifying A, B, and C. All right, 2, negative 8, positive 7. All right, let's write our formula. Opposite of B, plus or minus, square root of B squared minus 4AC, all over 2A. All right, so we have 8 plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7 over 2 times 2. Close parentheses. So, come over here to give some space. 8 plus or minus the square root of 64. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times 7 is negative 56. So 64 minus 56. Did I do my math right? Yes. Over 4. 64 minus 56 is 8. Yes. So we're going to have 8 plus or minus square root of 8 over 4. I'm double checking my math one last time. Now, remember the other day when we talked about simplifying square roots? Let's put that in action. So we have 8. 8 here is the same as 4 times 2. 4 is a perfect square. So this can come out. We have 8 plus or minus 2 square roots of 2. Alright, so now we have some stuff we can work with. We have 8 over 4 plus or minus 2 over 4 square roots of 2. And we can actually kind of simplify and leave it this way. 8 over 4 is 2 plus or minus 2 over 4 simplifies to 1/2 square roots of 2. And you can actually leave your answer just like this because you would have two answers this way. 2 plus 1/2 square roots of 2 and 2 minus 1/2 square roots of 2. It's an ugly answer, but it works.